Hey, I'm Mike Baccarella, and today we're going to take a look at one way that John Scofield plays outside over a vamp. Let's take a look. This vamp that John Scofield is playing over is in the key of F, and the progression is F to B flat. So we're just going from 1 to 4, and we could even simplify that when we're improvising over it to just think kind of just 1. I mean, you could outline the 1 to 4, but you could really just play 1 over it and be fine. Even though the progression is just F to B flat, he's actually playing over C7, which is why we get this kind of cool outside line that's full of tension, because he's resolving back to F. So let's take a look at what's going on here. John starts the line with this, which is going from the 4th up to the 5th, down to the 3rd of the F chord. B flat, C, A. And we're just outlining an F chord at that point. Now this next part is where the real meat is. So if we take a look at what's going on, we'll start with just the first couple notes. So we're going D, F, D, D sharp, E. We're doing an enclosure on an E, which is the 3rd of a C7 chord. So we're starting by enclosing the 3rd of the C chord. Then after that, he goes to D flat, which is the flat 9 of a C7 chord. And then we slide down to the root, and then we go down to the flat 7. And from here, we resolve the flat 7 to the 3rd of F, up to the 5th, down to the root. So we go from C7 to F. That's all that's happening, is we're very literally just playing 5 to 1 progression. But the thing that makes it so cool is there's no actual 5 to 1 progression going on in the song. John Scofield's superimposing that himself. He decided he wanted to create tension, and there's many ways to do that. One of the most effective, though, is to superimpose chord progressions. And out of all the stuff I've transcribed from Scofield, when he goes outside, most of the time he's playing over a chord progression that he's imagining in his head that then resolves back to the vamp or whatever he's playing over. And so that's a super effective way to do this. So anytime you're playing over a vamp like this with 1 or 2 chords, you can superimpose the 5 chord. You can put the 2 in front of the 5 chord and play a 2-5 going back to 1. You can play a 3-6-2-5 going back to 1. And when you do this, it creates movement that is moving towards a resolution. And when you get to that resolution, it sounds that much better. So the tension will kind of wane and go away after you get to your destination. One way to do this, rather than just learn a lick, is first off, obviously play it in all 12 keys, but play it in a bunch of different parts of the neck, and take it into different little sections. So for example, just the first part, we're going from the 2nd up to the 3rd, and we're doing an enclosure on the 3rd. So I can do that anywhere on the neck. And I want to get comfortable. I want to absorb that into my vocabulary in every key. Now this part of the line actually comes from harmonic minor. If you play F harmonic minor over the C7, you get the mode known as C Phrygian dominant. That scale gives you a root, a flat 2, a 3, a 4, 5, a flat 6, and a flat 7. So you have your mixed leading scale, but you have a flat 6 and a flat 9 now. More important than thinking of scales is thinking of phrases that come from these scales. And a really common phrase you'll see when people use this harmonic minor situation over a dominant chord is when you go from the 3rd to the flat 9 down to the root. And the flat 7, and that leads you right to the 3rd, whether it's minor or major. So there's 2 great pieces of information that you can integrate into your own playing almost instantly. And again, take that and apply it to every part of the guitar you can think of. So this is just a brief overview of how Scofield gets some of these outside sounds when he's playing over a vamp like this, and it's a it's a treasure trove full of ideas because all your jazz vocabulary, all your 2-5-1 progressions, all your 5-to-1 concepts, all that stuff, you can now apply over a vamp and get some instant dissonance that you can then resolve. It's a great tool that you could use forever and never run out of ideas. So thanks for checking out the lesson. Keep practicing. See you next time.